UN, US, Turkey condemn Quara killings. Oyo Alliance for Global Export International Markets. On the foreign scene, 31 killed in Islamabad mosque suicide blast. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on News Around the World here on BCOS television. I am Idowu Shekuni. The United Nations, the United States, and Turkey have condemned the recent deadly attacks on communities in Kwara State, describing the violence as heinous and expressing sympathy with the victims and the Nigerian government. In separate statements, the international actors reacted to the assault on Woro and neighboring Nuku communities, where gunmen killed dozens of residents, razed properties, and forced many others to flee their homes. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he strongly condemns the attack, which occurred on the 3rd of February. In a post on X, Guterres extended his condolences to the families of the victims and to the people and government of Nigeria. The United States mission in Nigeria also denounced the violence, describing it as a horrific attack. Similarly, the Turkish government said it was deeply saddened by the terrorist attack and condemned the killing of civilians. Meanwhile, the Kwara Police Command has confirmed that at least 75 people were killed in the recent attack on communities in Kayama local government area of the state. The police public relations officer, Adetun Ejiri Adeyemi, disclosed this on Friday during an interview with the press. According to her, the Kwara State Police Command was promptly informed after the incident, following which the Commissioner of Police, Adikimi Ojo, ordered an immediate deployment to the affected communities. She explained that the location of the attack posed a challenge, noting that the affected area is about 2 hours from the divisional headquarters in Kayama. Responding to concerns that the attackers may have been in the community for some time before launching the assault, the police spokesperson said investigations were ongoing. Ejiri Adeyemi further disclosed that the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, had ordered the reinforcement of security in the area. In the meantime, more than 50 survivors of the recent attack on the Woro community in Kayama local government area of Kwara State are receiving treatment in hospitals for injuries sustained during the assault. The victims suffered varying degrees of injuries, including gunshot wounds, following the deadly attack, which also affected the neighboring Nuku community. The senator representing Kwara North Senatorial Districts, Sadiq Umar, visited some of the injured survivors where he sympathized with them and described the incident as heartbreaking. He prayed for their speedy recovery and reassured the victims of his continued support throughout their period of treatment and recovery. Senator Umar commended President Bola Tinubu for the deployment of security personnel under Operation Savannah Shield, aimed at restoring peace and tracking down those responsible for the attack. He also praised Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak for what he described as a swift response, particularly the directive to the State Emergency Management Agency to provide relief materials to affected persons. Troops of Joint Task Force Operation World Stroke, OPWS, have neutralized armed bandits and apprehended criminal suspects in Ayamba Village, Katsina Ala local government area in Benue. The Acting Media Information Officer, OPWS Headquarters, Makodi, Lieutenant Ahmed Zubeiru, stated this in a statement on Friday made available to newsmen in Makodi. Zubeiru said troops of Sector 1, OPWS, acting on credible intelligence regarding the activities of armed herders in Ayamba Village, Katsina Ala local government area of Benue State, swiftly mobilized in conjunction with personnel of the Nigerian Police Force and operatives of the Benue State Civil Protection Guard to the location. He said upon arrival at Ayamba Village, contact was made with the armed elements, leading to a brief engagement during which one of the armed bandits was neutralized. The bearer said troops also recovered one AK-47 rifle, 3 rounds of 7.62 mm by 39 special ammunition, and 2 magazines from the scene. General Gara charged troops to sustain the momentum and maintain a strong fighting efficiency to deter and neutralize criminal activities within the joint operations area. He also expressed appreciation to local communities and members of other security agencies for their continued support and cooperation, which has contributed significantly to the successes recorded by Operation World Stroke. A security expert, Dr. Adekunle Okunla, and a policy analyst, Rotimi Agboluaje, said terrorism in Nigeria can be defeated if the president demonstrates strong political will, stressing that prevention remains the most effective strategy against insecurity. They made the remarks while speaking on rising insecurity, deployment of United States troops on BCOS TV's Current Affairs Breakfast program, AM 120. Our reporter, Olamide Owolabi, who monitored the program, reports.
United States troops were recently deployed to Nigeria to support intelligence gathering and provide training as part of efforts to tackle the country's security challenges. Reacting on the AM 120 program, security expert Dr. Adekunle Okunla described the continued terrorist attacks as abnormal, saying the situation reflects the need for stronger government capacity and where necessary external support. He noted that although the security situation in 2026 appears better than in previous years, a major challenge is that terrorists often regroup and launch attacks elsewhere after being dislodged, an indication that more decisive action is required.
I think the coming of the military soldiers to Nigeria, we definitely yield positive interest. When you talk about the Christmas gift that was given, you realize that in that one attack, so many of these bad people were taken out. All right, and after that, there were so many revelations, of even people that we feel they are part of the government and high-class politicians, that are being exposed as financiers. It's a welcome development that U.S. is partnering with us to help us.
Dr. Okunla added that terrorists should not be appeased by meeting their demands, but must be confronted and neutralized.
What the terrorists are trying to, the message they are going to pass across to us is that, we know you are coming for us. Like you have our own military killing them. We have the United States Army on ground now. All right. By doing this that they're doing, they're sending a message that we know you are coming for us. We know you are going to take us out. But before you do that, we take as many lives as possible. You understand? They are not the militants. I'm talking of the bandits. They are not at ease as they used to be. They're on the run. They are moving.
Also speaking on the program, policy analyst Rotimi Agboluaje said accepting assistance from the United States does not undermine Nigerian sovereignty, noting that insecurity, whether driven by religious, political, or regional factors, demand urgent and coordinated action. He explained that partnership with the United States can be clearly defined before support is rendered, stressing that improved security is essential for investment and national development. Agboluaje also emphasized that justice must remain central in the fight against insecurity, noting that offenders must be punished to serve as deterrence and that terrorists should not be shielded from accountability on any regional basis.
Any country that has anything to offer Nigeria to resolve this matter, they need to come. Anybody who is kicking against anybody coming to this country, that person is not patriotic. But as they are coming, we need to define the relationship. When you are entering a contract, when you are entering an agreement, when you are entering a partnership, the terms of partnership need to be defined. Otherwise, you run into trouble. And we are sending the message to the president and other leaders of the country that if you love this country, if you want this country to prosper, if you want this country to be secure, to be comfortable for all, for investors to come to this country, you need to ensure that security of lives and property must be a paramount priority of every leader of the country.
They called on the Nigerian military to intensify operations, particularly through strategic ambitions, while urging the government to prioritize the protection of lives and property across the country. Olamide Owolabi, BCOS News.
You're watching news around the world on BCOS television. We pause for a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Win your share of 3 billion naira with Nivea. 1,000 naira airtime guaranteed with every entry. Become one of 10 millionaires weekly or win a chance to see Real Madrid live. 3 SUVs to be won. Buy any Nivea 400ml promo product, scratch and dial to enter.
Welcome back. Following the implementation of its African Continental Free Trade Area AfCFTA strategy, Oyo State has positioned itself as a major global export player and a strategic gateway for other Nigerian states seeking access to international markets. The Secretary to the Oyo State Government, SSG, Professor Musiba Babatunde, made this known at a Train of Trainers workshop organized for stakeholders involved in the implementation of the AfCFTA strategy in the state. Details of the event held at the Local Government Service Commission Training School, Secretariat Agodi, Ibadan, are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olalekan Sulaiman.
Addressing the participants, the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Professor Musiba Babatunde, disclosed that Oyo State is the first subnational government in Africa to sign and domesticate the African Continental Free Trade Area AfCFTA framework, describing the move as deliberate, strategic, and forward-looking. He explained that the state adopted the initiative to expand market access, eliminate tariff barriers, and open new export opportunities for the state products across the African continent.
It's going to enhance our agribusiness and agricultural sector in terms of the exports that we are going to bring about and the demand that's going to come in for our exports. And I also see Oyo State as a connective hub within the West African zone that other states will be, and other countries will be relating with in terms of exporting their goods. So even in the services sector, to give us an opportunity to promote our services sector such as healthcare, education, tourism, the cultural aspect of tourism, and other services opportunities that are in the state. So I see this as an integrated opportunity that is going to bring. But for the state actors and the non-state actors to be able to implement these strategies, we need to enhance their capacity building.
According to the SSG, AfCFTA framework is expected to significantly boost agricultural business in the state by increasing export volumes, stimulating demand for farm produce, and strengthening the entire agricultural value chain. He added that Oyo State is being positioned as strategic export hub within the West Africa sub-region, providing a platform for other states to leverage its infrastructure and systems to access international markets while also promoting opportunities in the service sector such as education, healthcare, and tourism. Earlier in our welcome address, the Special Advisor to the State Governor on International Trade and AfCFTA, Ms. Neo Theodore Taselu, congratulated the AfCFTA Secretariat, development partners, and participants for their commitment to the successful implementation of the framework in Oyo State.
No government can be able to implement without substantial investment to the AfCFTA. So while I am saying so, I also want to encourage the development partners here, is that even though there are allocations of budget to governments, it's also important that in our associations, in our organizations, we also partake in luring investment towards the AfCFTA.
She stressed that effective implementation requires substantial investment and urged stakeholders to explore funding and investment opportunities to complement government's efforts. Olalekan Sulaiman. BCOS News.
As part of its drive to enhance orderliness and foster sustainable development, the Oyo State government has organized a proof of address sensitization workshop for ministries, departments, and agencies. Olamide Owolabi was at the event held at the Western Hall, Secretariat, Ibadan, and now reports.
Oyo State is one of the 4 states in Nigeria to adopt the Proof of Address (POA) initiative as part of efforts to improve identity management, strengthen security operations, and enhance public service delivery with a view of ensuring efficient governance. To achieve this, the Oyo State government, in collaboration with the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, AGON, organized a Proof of Address sensitization workshop for ministries, departments, and agencies across the states. Declaring the workshop open, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musiba Babatunde, stated that the program was designed to support the government's development plan, create numerous opportunities, and promote a safer and more orderly environment for the people.
We need this to have a more sane environment in Oyo State. So at the end of the day, we can remove some of the challenges we are having. You see a lot of this cybercrime going on, and people using fake or wrong proof of address, and it's affecting the security situation in the country as well as in the state. We need to come together, get people capacity enhanced, or them to be able to, the correct and then the fake proof of address.
Speaking with BCOS News, the Deputy Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Abiodun Fadeyi, commended the initiative and urged residents to comply with the policy, noting that it is for the collective benefit of the people and has proven effective in developed nations.
It's going to go a long way in assisting the government from the local level to the state and federal to know who is who. It's for our own benefit. It has worked in developed nations. It's going to surely work in Nigeria as well. So I commend the organization that is putting this together.
Briefing participants on the local government proof of address initiative, the technical partner, Mr. Shegun Obayendo, explained the importance and implementation process, adding that the policy will take effect across MDAs from March 1st.
March 1st is the set date for MDAs to begin to request from whoever they are rendering services to that local government proof of address is now part of the requirement for such services to be rendered. For example, you want to register your vehicle, you are now by this approval from the governor, from His Excellency and the state, you are now required to have proof of address as part of the registration documents you require. Same goes to school children enrollment, same goes to healthcare enrollment, same goes to all services cut across.
In their goodwill messages, representatives of the Office of Head of Service, the Local Government Service Commission, and the Local Government Staff Pension Board described the initiative as laudable and pledged their full support for its implementation. The highlights of the event, which had Mr. Adewale Tijani of the Department of Administration and Supplies (BCOS) in attendance, was an interactive question and answer session. Olamide Owolabi, BCOS News.
The federal government has allocated thousands of doses of livestock vaccines to Oyo State as part of efforts to curb transboundary animal diseases and boost food security. The vaccines were delivered under the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES, of the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development.
The Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, through the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES, has commenced the nationwide distribution of vaccines to control major transboundary animal diseases. The initiative is aimed at strengthening animal health services, improving livestock productivity, and enhancing food security across the country. Under the program, Oyo State received 50,000 doses of contagious bovine pleuropneumonia vaccines, 280,000 doses of Newcastle disease vaccines, and 3,000 doses of foot and mouth disease vaccines. Speaking at the official handover in Ibadan, the Minister of Livestock Development and National Coordinator of LPRES, Dr. Sanusi Abubakar, Represented by the project's legal advisor, Mr. Ken Agim, said the intervention is designed to protect livestock and support farmers' livelihoods nationwide.
We have the following vaccines here. CBPP vaccines, 50,000 doses. Newcastle disease vaccines, 280,000 doses. Foot and mouth disease vaccine, 3,000 doses. So, SPC, I'll hand over this to you so that you transmit to the state government.
Thank you very much. Receiving the vaccines on behalf of the Director General of the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency and Chairman of the State Steering Committee of Oyo El-Press, Dr. Debo Akonde, the State Project Coordinator, El-Press, Alhaji Kola Kazim, expressed appreciation to the federal government for the support. He noted that the vaccines will help control diseases affecting cattle, small ruminants, and poultry, while also improving productivity and farmers' incomes.
These vaccines will support efforts to control the CPPP, improve livestock health, and support farmers' livelihood. On behalf of Oyo State Government, we want to appreciate El-Press project, and we are committed to effective distribution and use.
The vaccines were subsequently handed over to the Oyo State Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development through the Director of Veterinary Services, Dr. Shade Aziz, on behalf of the Commissioner for Agriculture, Barrister Olasukami Olaleye. The Commissioner, in his remarks, thanked the federal government for the intervention and urged livestock farmers, especially cattle owners, to make their animals available for vaccination during the first phase of the exercise. He added that vaccination for sheep and goats will commence later, while poultry farmers will benefit from vaccines to control the spread of Newcastle disease.
This intervention comes at the right time. Transboundary animal disease remain a major threat to livestock production, food security, public health, and livelihood of millions of farmers in the state. Diseases such as CBPP, FMD require only vaccination to control them.
The mass vaccination exercise is expected to begin in the first week of March. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has approved the appointment of retired Major General Lukman Tokunbo Moniyi as the Executive Advisor on Security Coordination. The appointment, contained in a letter signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musibo Babatunde, is with immediate effect. While congratulating him on the appointment, Governor Makinde urged him to ensure effective coordination of security activities in the state with a view to making every part of the state safe and everyone secure. General Moniyi is a seasoned senior infantry officer who has held various command, staff, and instructional appointments in military formations and units. He holds a Master of Science degree in Humanitarian and Refugee Studies, in addition to another Master of Science degree in Strategic Studies, both from the prestigious University of Ibadan. He is currently working on his doctorate degree in Peace, Security, and Humanitarian Studies at the same university. We'll take another commercial break. News around the world will be right back. Please stay tuned.
Win your share of 3 billion naira with Nivea. 1,000 naira airtime guaranteed with every entry. Become one of 10 millionaires weekly, or win a chance to see Real Madrid live. 3 SUVs to be won. Buy any Nivea 400ml promo product, scratch and dial to enter.
Thanks for staying tuned. Digital skills, which have continued to evolve over the years, are now fast emerging as a major game changer in addressing unemployment in the country. Beyond academic certificates, these skills offer young people new opportunities to earn a decent living, achieve self-reliance, and contribute significantly to the economy. Awao Ibrahim in this special report digs into the harnessing of digital skills and how young people are uncovering sustainable sources of income. Awao's special report is presented by Francis Pino.
Digital skills have taken center stage in the fight against unemployment, offering alternative means of livelihood outside the traditional job market. Through various online platforms, many individuals are now engaged in legal and sustainable income-generating activities, reducing dependence on limited formal employment opportunities. This growing shift towards self-employment and entrepreneurship is making a significant impact as more youth embrace digital opportunities to achieve financial independence while contributing to economic growth and national development. A tech expert and software developer, Engineer Babatunde Olajide, stressed the importance of digital skills in today's economy, noting that technology now drives activities across both local and global spaces. He described technology as water taken with food, explaining that it complements and enhances whatever course of study individuals pursue. Engineer Olajide identified digital marketing, sales funnels, and software engineering as some of the most in-demand skills, adding that a tech background is not a prerequisite as many of these skills can be self-taught. He called on government to invest in collaborative tools and partner with technology co-working spaces to reach a wider audience. He also advocated the inclusion of digital skills training in government schools, as well as the provision of grants and loans to empower aspiring digital entrepreneurs.
Not everybody that carries a laptop around, a iPhone around, is a Yahoo boy. There are legitimate businesses that people are doing from the comfort of their zones, from their homes, from workspaces, and they can easily make money. For example, I have in our own co-work space where we have young people who come and work, and they work for foreigners and they get paid for it because they have special skills. And they don't necessarily need to do Yahoo. And let me shock you, 80% of these Yahoo boys that you refer to don't even have tech skills. They don't even have tech knowledge. What they do to make money illicitly are not with tech skills. So imagine your child having tech skills and giving that child the opportunity to amplify that tech skill and supporting that child. You probably are going to be able to create opportunity for your child to do something.
Also speaking, a social development consultant, Mr. Olubenga Ogunbowale, said digital skills acquisition remains a powerful tool for reducing unemployment by equipping youth to build careers or expand businesses. He noted that internet-based skills are now essential for success in both areas. Ogunbowale identified artificial intelligence-related skills as being in high demand, explaining that they amplify existing digital competencies and position individuals for higher professional relevance. According to him, most internet-based jobs now demand largely on digital proficiency, adding that digital skills acquisition is increasingly affordable with numerous free online courses available for individuals willing to learn and improve themselves.
In fact, I even start from taking free trainings. There are a lot of free trainings online, from the big tech companies and even small businesses sometimes, and influencers, different people put out courses. Just make sure that you are consuming something very quality. It does not matter whether it's free or paid. Just make sure that you're getting it from the source, right? So you can start from free training. When you have money in your pocket, you can graduate to paid trainings. When you have more money in your pocket, you can graduate to maybe attending seminars, conferences, pay for certifications. So it's really stage by stage. For someone who's watching me right now who barely has any money, but you can subscribe data on your phone, it means that you can buy a course online, right? You can buy a course that is maybe 6,000 or 8,000 or 10,000. Start from there. Rome was not built in the day. I don't expect you to jump from just barely buying data and getting by to paying 1 million naira for a course. No, right? Just take it step by step by step.
The duo agreed that harnessing digital skills offer a sustainable solution to unemployment, particularly among youths, stressing that with access to training, supportive policies, and affordable learning platforms, young people can build viable careers, drive innovation, and contribute meaningfully to national economic growth.
Away from that, in recent months, Nigeria has witnessed a notable decrease in food prices, bringing relief to many households grappling with economic challenges. This trend is attributed to various factors, including improved agricultural production, reduced import costs, and government interventions. Our reporter, Francis Aina, who examines the current state of food prices, has more.
The decline in food prices is a welcome respite for many Nigerians, as a market survey conducted in a food market in Ibadan showed that the prices of some essential food items have eased compared to previous months. A bag of rice, which previously sold for 60,000 naira, is now sold for about 53,000 naira and below. Beans have also recorded a major reduction, with a Congo now selling for between 1,500 naira and 1,200 naira, while Gari now sells for about 400 naira per Congo.
Báàgì ẹ̀wà tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ is 50,000 but ní ìsìn 45,000. A lè ní tẹ́lẹ̀rùn ṣe mọ̀ pé lọ́wọ́ tá a wà yìí náà bí ká bá ti gbọ́jà sílẹ̀ ọjọ́ ìyá bíi tẹ́lẹ̀ náà but a sì ń dúpẹ́.
Guys tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ 2,200 là ń tà tẹ́lẹ̀ àmọ́ now 2,000 là ń tà báyìí. So àmọ́ ó tún ti fẹ́ máa wọ́n padà so that àwọn míì ti ń tà padà ní 2,200. So àmọ́ for now is 2,000. Ẹ̀wà ti wálẹ̀ ń tẹ̀ ẹ̀wà olóyin 1,500 là ń tà báyìí. 2,000.
Traders also confirmed a drop in the price of tomatoes following improved supply. A basket of tomatoes that sold for over 50,000 naira during the scarcity period is now being sold for between 30,000 naira and 35,000 naira, depending on quality. Prices of other vegetables have also reduced slightly across the markets surveyed.
Àti ta 2,500 kg a sì ti ta 3,000 ṣùgbọ́n ní inú ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí láti jọ Monday ní ìsìn àtàwọn díẹ̀ sí torí pé ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń gbé wá wọn ò gbé wá tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ bọ́yó tí ń rérí lọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ náà ó ti wá wọn sí tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń ra bí apẹ̀rẹ̀ ní bíi 10,000 bíi 12,000 lónìí yìí 30,000 mọ̀ retí ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ yìí ṣàǹkó owó yẹn ti jura wọn lọ so táwa náà bá fẹ́ ta kinní ìsìn kí táǹtà 2,500 tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ti di 4,000 ó ti di 3,500 àmọ́ ta wọnú ara wọn bó ṣe rí nù.
Traders maintained that despite the decline in wholesale prices, they continue to face elevated costs associated with transportation fees inconsistency. Frances Aino, BCOS News.
We now go over to the sports segment of the news. Please don't go anywhere.
Good evening and welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajowale. The inaugural edition of the late Babatunde Olusegun Under-12 handball games kicked off on Thursday at the handball court of the Lekan Salami Sports Complex at Damasingba, Ibadan. 4 schools are competing in the Under-12 handball championship, with 2 each from Osun and Oyo states. Thursday's results saw Ibadan Grammar School edge Ilora Baptist Grammar School 16-14 in the opener, as Elisha Grammar School dominated Christ African Church Grammar School from Oshogbo 20-6. Friday's action saw Ibadan Grammar School thump Elisha Grammar School 24-10 points, as Ilora Baptist Grammar School crushed Christ African Church Grammar School 24-8 points. Ilora Baptist Grammar School defeated Elisha Grammar School 16-12 in the last game of the day. The grand finale is set for Saturday, February 7th, as Ibadan Grammar School faces Christ African Church Grammar School for the title. The tournament, attended by dignitaries, including Mr. Bolaji Ojuola, son of the late honoree and ex-international, aims to unearth and develop young handball talent for Nigeria's sporting future. And in football stories, Owerri-based Kun Khalifat Football Club has reversed its decision to withdraw from the Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) just after one day. The club initially pulled out in protest over sanctions, including a 3-point deduction, 3-goal forfeit, and 10 million naira fine for failure to fulfill their matchday 24 fixture against El Kanemi Warriors. Following constructive dialogue with the NPFL, Kun Khalifat has been reinstated and will resume action. They are scheduled to host the Shooting Stars in their matchday 25 clash at the Dan Ayam Stadium on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Sokoto State Ministry of Youth and Sport Development has lifted the suspension on management team of Nigeria National League NNL club Sokoto United with immediate effect. The decision, announced via a statement signed by Director of Administration Aminu Fada, ends the 3-month ban imposed earlier. Sokoto United, currently 7th in Conference C, will now prepare for their second stanza opener against Mighty Jets of Jos. And in Europe, Super Eagles winger Ademola Lookman enjoyed a fairy tale start at Atletico Madrid, scoring on his debut in Thursday's Copa del Rey quarter-final rout of Real Betis. The Nigerian international, who joined from Atalanta in the January window, netted the third goal in a dominant 5-0 victory that propelled Atletico into the semi-finals. Lookman described it as a dream start after scoring in his first outing for the Spanish Giants. Finally, in sport news tonight from tennis, women's British number one Ima Raducanu stormed into the semi-finals of the Transylvania Open with a commanding 6-love, 6-4 win over Poland's Maja Czarliska. The top seed blitzed through the first set in just 25 minutes and overcame resistance in the second to secure victory. This marks Raducanu's fourth career semi-final and the first since July's Washington Open since her 2021 US Open triumph. Fresh off parting ways with coach Francis Roy, she praised her strong performance and resilience. Up next is Ukraine's Alexandra Olenskova, who reached her maiden WTA Tour semi-final. And that will be all, and it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby.
Thanks, Toby, for the sports updates. On the foreign scene, an apparent suicide attack at a Shia mosque in Islamabad has killed at least 31 people and wounded dozens more. It is one of the worst such incidents to hit the Pakistani capital. Foreign desk editor Falashade Akintola compiled the story and more as presented by Bimbo Akambi.
The powerful explosion occurred at Khadija 2 Kubra Mosque in southeastern Islamabad's Talai Kalan area during Friday prayers. A senior police official told the press that the explosion appeared to be a suicide attack, but the conclusive cause is yet to be determined. A security source said that the attacker detonated himself after being stopped at the gate of the mosque. In a statement, Islamabad administration said 169 people were transferred to hospital after rescue teams reached the site of the explosion. Footage shared on social media showed bloodied bodies laying on the floor of the mosque, surrounded by broken glass and debris. A senior Russian military official has been hospitalized after being shot several times in Moscow, according to state media, quoting Russian officials. An unknown assailant carried out a gun attack on Lieutenant General Vladimir Alexeyev, Deputy Chief of Russian Military Intelligence, in a residential building. Svetlana Petrenko, spokesperson for the Russian Investigative Committee ICR, said on Friday. Alexeyev is Deputy Chief of the Main Directorate of the General Staff at the Ministry of Defense. Petrenko told reporters that a criminal investigation has been opened for attempted murder and illegal trafficking in firearms regarding the incident, according to the Interfax news agency. A shooting attack took place in a building at Volokolamsk Highway in Moscow, and the suspect fled the scene. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accused Kiev without providing any evidence of being behind the assassination attempt, claiming that it was designed to sabotage the peace talks on the war in Ukraine. There has been no comment from Ukraine on the shooting. 2 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces in the northern Gaza Strip, emergency services said, with multiple attacks reported across the coastal enclave as Israel presses its genocidal war despite the ceasefire it has violated daily since October 10. The bodies of those killed in the sites of Jabaila and Beit Lahia were transported on Friday to Al-Shifa Medical Complex in Gaza City. In southern Gaza's Yan Khunis, Israel struck a Palestinian home, with the military claiming the attack was in response to its soldiers being shot near the so-called Yellow Line, the demarcation line where the Israeli army entrenched under the first phase of the Gaza ceasefire, creating its own buffer zone. And elsewhere in the central enclave, several Israeli tanks and engineering vehicles advanced east of Deir al-Bahar, bulldozing and conducting clearing operations in the area. Bimbo Akambi, BCOS News.
To end news around the world, here again are the top stories. The United Nations, the United States, and Turkey have condemned the recent deadly attacks on communities in Kwara State, describing the violence as heinous and expressing sympathy with the victims and the Nigerian government. Oyo State has positioned itself as a major global export player and a strategic gateway for other Nigerian states seeking access to international markets following the implementation of its African Continental Free Trade Area strategy. On the foreign scene, an apparent suicide attack at a Shia mosque in Islamabad has killed at least 31 people and wounded dozens more. The BCOS website is live. Kindly visit it at www.bcostv.com. You can also watch us on GoTV, channel 134, and on StarTimes, channel 113. Now, before I go, late night outing is conducive to criminality. Do not keep late nights. That's news around the world from me and the team here. Many thanks for watching. Good night. Tẹ́tí sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí. À ń fi àsìkò yìí kéde fún gbogbo ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì BCOS pensioners ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn wípé ìpàdé ìfarahàn fún gbogbo ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìyẹn screening exercise yóò wáyé lọ́jọ́ Ajé ọjọ́ kẹsàn-án oṣù kejì ọdún yìí ìyẹn Monday 9th February 2026 ní ilé ẹgbẹ́ wọn Pensioners Hall ní ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn. Ìpàdé náà yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dédé aago 10 òwúrọ̀ 10 a.m. Àrọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ kí wọ́n má ṣaláì wá sí ìpàdé yìí o. Olùkéde Alhaji Salaudeen alukoro ẹgbẹ́.
This Ramadan, tensions rise and hearts are tested. Two rival sisters can love heal what pride broke. A defiant daughter, will she earn forgiveness? A young bride, can her faith bring her husband back? A wealthy businessman forced to rediscover family. An influencer torn between friendship and fame. A single mother learning that even strength needs support. 6 stories, 30 days. Faith, family, friendship, food, and forgiveness. Tales of Ramadan Season 2. Watch every dramatic moment on TV and digital. This Ramadan, mark returns of the heat.
This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through.
With a sad and heavy heart, but with gratitude to the Most High God, we announce the final burial rites of Mayegun Akin Alabi Makinde, who departed for heavenly Jerusalem at the age of 57 years. Òkú ọlọ́mọ ni a sì ṣeyẹ kẹ́yìn fún ètò ìsìnkú burial arrangements. Ìsìn orin service of songs ọjọ́ Ajé Monday February 9, 2026 aago 5 5 p.m. ní ojúlé kejì Ọ̀gọ̀dọ̀ Street, Arúbíewé area, Olodo, Ìbàdàn. Burial service ètò ìsìnkú Tuesday February 10, 2026 time 10 a.m. aago 10 àárọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ní the Cathedral of St. James the Great, Okebola, Ìbàdàn. Sleep tight and rest well. Our dear friend, announcers, the Makinde family of Ogbomoso land and Mayegun Akin Alabi Makinde's burial committee.